Welcome to RealTalk with KMG. This week I want to talk about, we're getting ready to roll into the spring market, and so if you are thinking of possibly listing, just a list or a few things that you can do to just start to prepare your home. We actually have 4 or 5 clients that are getting ready to list their house or just not quite ready yet. So we're walking them through that process of what to do in order to be ready to hit market for sellers.
So what do you think is the very first thing people should look at before doing anything
else? Well, we have one client that's decided to do a pre-inspection, which I think is a fantastic idea. I think that the buyer is most likely going to come in and pull their own inspection, but at the same time, it's good for us to know if we have any major outstanding items. So that's definitely an option. If you don't want to go down that road, I would say one of the first things we do is start with staging, and we've definitely seen a big shift in the market over the last year. So buyers are picky, and they want their house to you want your house to show as best as it can for buyers. So I would begin by just kind of doing a quick walkthrough of your house and look at items that you can remove and depersonalize. You want your house the space to show as big and open and clean as possible. So it's definitely something that's inexpensive that you can do, and just think of it as you're kind of already starting to pack.
You say depersonalize. What does that mean?
So rule of thumb, we always kind of say, it's a little staging trick, and we'll even put mirrors in houses because buyers like to envision themselves in a house. So last thing that a buyer wants to do is kind of look at a house and see a ton of personalized photos. A few family photos are okay. You want your home to feel nice and cozy, but at the same time, the buyer has to be able to envision their family in the house, themselves in the house. So you definitely want to take family photos down. If you have any crazy, personal, I love pink, everything's pink, 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 pink. You want to think about that because not every buyer is going to love pink. So we want to make the house very neutral. You want to make it to where you walk through the home, it feels like it's in a magazine, to where there's not a lot of personal choices. If you're a Chiefs fan, more power to you, but know that not every buyer is a Chiefs fan. So we want to kind of pull some of that stuff back.
So you mentioned neutral colors.
Yep.
Would you suggest people staying away from bright colors? Or if somebody's got, a fun mural painted in their house, what are your thoughts on that kind of thing?
Yeah, so I definitely think one of the things we highly recommend is painting a home. I think a home should be painted probably every 3 to 5 years, to be honest with you, just because it gets wear and tear and colors change. Right now, what we're really looking towards is creamy whites. They're very common, very popular. I always say paint should never come in lime green. I think it's painful. And a lot of that is because when we're listing a house, we have statistically, I think it's like 22 seconds to catch a buyer's attention. And so if we have a house that's, got a orange kitchen and a purple bedroom, and as they're looking at photos, all these different colors, buyers' minds just honestly kind of shut down. So what we want is the house to flow seamlessly through photos. So if every room can have the same color, that is ideal because that's neutral, that's clean, and that just gives a feel that it's just very fluid.
So say your seller, they still live there, they've got kids.
Yep.
Their kids are a little bit younger, so obviously their rooms are a little exciting. Any thoughts on that kind of thing?
Yeah, it's definitely something that, each situation is different. Ideally, again, we paint and then we let the kids pick, bedding that makes it a little more fun. But if it's a deal breaker, we can work around it. But again, our goal is to get the highest price for your house. So painting is definitely something that we generally try and push our clients in the direction of doing. Some of the other things you want to look at when getting ready to go to market is you want to kind of look at getting your big item serviced. Service your HVAC unit. Take a walk around your house and look at it from the aspect as if you were purchasing your house. Is there any little items that can be taken care of that's just going to make it show a little bit better? As we get a little bit closer to spring, we have storm coming right now, but we probably want to do a little bit of yard maintenance. Make sure we get some fresh mulch and pine straw and some little flowers out. Curb appeal definitely is a real thing, and as buyers pull up that first impression, it's kind of like dating a girl, right? The first thing you see of her, it's always what you're going to remember. So definitely want your house to have good curb appeal.
point do you reach out to a realtor when you're thinking about selling your house?
Yeah, I'd say as soon as possible. It's always good to have an idea of what the market looks like, what you think you can net for your house, and each individual situation is going to be different. So there could be times where, we want to replace carpet. There could be times where you don't want to replace carpet. We just got some clients under contract that had 2 very large dogs. So while they understood that they needed to replace carpet, there was going to be no point in replacing the carpet while the 2 dogs lived there. So we navigated through that situation. So I would definitely say if you're thinking of listing in, spring, summer, reach out to a realtor. Let's start having those conversations and we can navigate and guide you through that process of what you're going to need to do to prepare your house so it shows the best that it can. So if you're thinking of listing your house and you just even want to have an idea of what you can list for or what it would take to get your house market ready, so reach out and give us a call.